Hey, what's going on, everyone? Guys, we are talking Daredevil. This is episode 8. We are getting close to the end. What an ending we had here. Lamont, how did you feel about the episode, sir?
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know how they're going to seal this whole entire deal with one more episode, unless this episode is going to last like 2 hours. But I'm intrigued. I'm still got questions about Heather, and Kingpin seems like he's on the road, my brother.
Yeah, man, Kingpin does seem like he's on the roll. I was saying the same thing myself. How are they going to wrap everything up in one more episode? And I don't think they are going to be able to, but we're going to see. The relationship between Matt and Heather, like you said, is getting worse and worse and worse. I don't think they'll be together for a long, long time. She seems like she's going on over to the dark side. Why has Matt not told her, baby? Okay, I am Daredevil, because he seems like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in her eyes, in her perspective. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely have to ask you that. I know we talked about it last time, but guys, just let you know, we're talking spoilers over here as if you've already seen the episode up, down, left, right, in, and out. That is your warning. And you can subscribe to Lamont's channel, subscribe to my channel as well. We will both really, really appreciate it. Lamont, no, we're going to save the ending for the ending, but we got to just address those things we just talked about. But also, Poindexter, Bullseye is back. I forgot all about him. But
Me
we
too.
find out that Fisk put him in general population gym pop, want him to be taken out. What was your thoughts when you first saw Bullseye in this episode? I'm curious.
I was thinking to myself, weren't we done with him? I forgot about him too. Like, dude, you killed Foggy. You got that butt beat by Matt. What are we doing seeing you? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking to myself, when they showed that door of him about to go to Gym Pop and the way those guys was looking, I was like, man, they looking at him the way I be looking at my Captain Crunch breakfast cereal. They about to spoon the hell out of him. And I felt bad for the man the way them guys was looking at him. But I found it intriguing that Vanessa Fisk hired him while Kingpin was gone to do the dirty work, because
Mm-hmm.
Foggy had already knew he was about to win the case. And so now Matt, he's real deep in this thing now. And like we said, how are we going to end this with one more episode?
Yeah, man, I'm very, very curious. I had no idea that Vanessa was going to be the one that hired Bullseye, that hired a Poindexter. And my thing is this, bro. Vanessa is next level evil. I mean, damn.
Exactly.
I remember, a few recaps of episode 7, or it may have been one of our videos. Somebody was like, wait a minute, I thought that Adam was dead, and Adam is still alive. Fisk kept his promise. He was they are still a rocky on their relationship. They're walking up to some building facility, and he's like, hey, I got to give you your credit, your accolades, your flowers. You've been running this business, and I got something to show you. We find out that Adam is still alive. A lot of people thought that he was dead, that Fisk beat the hell out of him to beat him to death at the end of episode 6, and I did too. But he's all bandaged up and still locked away. And like, poor Adam. Poor Adam. He did not do nothing to nobody. I really believe that he did not know that Vanessa was married, and she probably pursued him anyway. Who knows? But I'm just speculating right here. But yeah, she had a choice, man, and she murdered that man. Could have let him go, but she was manipulated by her boo thing. What are your thoughts there, man, and Vanessa, as far as killing Adam and taking this innocent man's life?
Ladies and gentlemen, please leave your comments, because me and B. Avery, we always have this back and forth banter where we make predictions in the shows early in the season. And sometimes B. Avery catches an attitude with me and he laughs it off because I get this stuff right so often. It was our episode last week when I said Kingpin, to get back at Vixen Vanessa, that's her name, Vixen Vanessa, he would bring her and show her Adam, and I thought that he might kill Adam in front of her. He did worse. He made her kill Adam. Either way, my prediction came true,
This is
and
true.
I am so done. I am so done with Vixen Vanessa. For a minute, I was thinking that she just stepped in that role because Kingpin was gone. She was forced to do it. Now we know she's fully in it, and we need justice for Adam because that man ain't know nothing.
Yeah, we definitely do need justice for Adam because he didn't do a damn thing. And Vanessa, I mean, I thought that she was gonna let him live. She chose the gun instead of the key. But going to Kingpin, as far as that concerned, like, what kind of man are you? You are not a man. Like, that is just crazy levels of insecurity, bro. To where you have to lock him up, beat his ass, and be like, I don't want to do it. You do it. This will make me feel better. I mean, these women out here be getting it in sometime, bro. Get over it. It's I mean, I don't remember what happened in the Netflix series, but I wouldn't be surprised if he went and tried to research all of Vanessa's past boyfriends and killed them. And I've seen that before in other movies and television shows, But that's just crazy right there, man. Fisk, he really showed he's showing how dangerous he is in this episode, but also showing his insecurities as well. What I would like to, well, no, I'm not gonna say that. That's a bit too much, but yeah, Fisk and Vanessa, man, those we already knew Fisk was evil, but Vanessa is evil as well, and she needs to go. She needs to go.
Vixen Vanessa.
Vixen
Vanessa. And at the end of the day, we gotta give Keto Kingpin credit for one thing. He did give the man a fair chance to beat his ass. He even gave the man the axe to try to help beat his ass. Adam just couldn't do it. So look, I want to see justice. Okay. And for what Vanessa did, I need someone to come and whip her ass. It ain't got to be Daredevil. Maybe Heather will whip her ass because she just fired Heather, basically.
Yeah. Speak about Heather, man. How you feeling about that? Heather, Buck popped up to the crib, invited her to the banquet at the end of the episode. She wants Matt to go. Matt does not want to go. Hey, is this your client? How you feeling about Heather, man, in this episode?
I don't know about Heather, man. I told you I did last review we did. I said I don't trust Heather. I could easily see her flipping to the Kingpin side of things, and I still kind of feel that way because she has a hatred for people in masks.
Yeah.
Even though her ass was saved by someone in a mask.
And she don't even think she was saved either.
No, she's running around here with these delusions of grandeur that she ended it all.
Yeah.
Well, be Avery. Had Daredevil not came in there, pulled out one of his little pencil weapons and threw it at Muse's face, she would have been done. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have been no chance for her to get to the gun. So whether she wants to admit it or not, a suit helped save her. And she's not willing to give that a benefit of a doubt because she's got such a hatred to masked people. And she's right down that Kingpin lane. It wouldn't even surprise me, B. Avery, if Vixen Vanessa died and halfway Heather went and started dating Kingpin. That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
That wouldn't surprise me either. If that's the prediction you have, that is one that's real. Well, I don't want to say realistic because you'd be right. That's one that I can definitely agree with you right off the bat. I could definitely see that. I mean, I'm not even trying to be crude, but in some universe, I can see, her coming into the relationship as well, and it'd be all three of them, or even I don't know. I mean, him knocking it down on the side or something, and Heather know about it or not know about it. You can have many types of different combinations there. But y'all let us know what y'all think about that, man. Are y'all team Heather? Is she going to stay with Matt or go to the dark side with Kingpin? And when Buck showed up, when he popped up with the invitation and Heather and Matt were arguing, should he have told her at that point in time, like, okay, babe, this is what the deal is. I'm Daredevil. Like, do you think he should still be keeping a secret at this point?
Absolutely. He's got to keep this secret, man, because she's a wild card. You don't know whether you can trust her or not. And then just based on her behavior of basically hiding the truth and lying about what happened in that altercation, not wanting to give Daredevil any credit. No, he shouldn't tell her. But I do have questions. How did Cuckoo Cashman find out where Matt was living? How did he find that out?
Well, I think that was at Kirsten's apartment or place.
Heather house, you mean?
Yeah, Heather. I said Kirsten. Yeah, Heather. Because she's they're a client of. Well, how would he find out if it would be the other way around? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What else you got for me, if anything? I'm gonna let you drive for a second.
Can we talk about old Dusty Daniel?
Yes, we can. We definitely can talk about Dusty Daniel.
Daniel has now been promoted to deputy mayor, a little dipshit.
Yes.
I'm gonna change his name to Dipshit Daniel.
There you go.
I do not like the way he's messed over BB. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
And put her in a position of compromise. And we got a little bit more of BB's backstory, considering that Kingpin took out her uncle. And then we learned that BB is really playing undercover. That's why she's sticking so close to dipshit Daniel, excuse me, and hanging around Kingpin because she's trying to get some information that maybe can put him away for what he did to the uncle. And you can already see that dipshit Daniel, he is a glutton for power, my brother. Like he is one of these dudes that wants the power so bad, and at some point in time, he's going to make a mistake.
Yeah, he's definitely giving off some cuck energy. I know that's gross, but I'm just being honest. You call him what we said, dipshit Daniel. I want to call him. I forgot what the name slipped out of my head that quick. My goodness gracious! If I remember, I'll come back with it. But I don't like him. No, Captain Bootlicker is something I could call him because I will do anything for you, Fisk. I will. I mean, when he was talking to BB, like, I got this promotion and I'm just going to run as fast as I can for as long as I can until somebody says stop. And I'm just like, my goodness gracious, like, you have just been waiting for this opportunity. Like, you don't have enough kahunas to rise to power yourself, but you just needed some crazy mofo to come around and lift you up there on the podium yourself. And it shows. It shows. For a moment, I did like him briefly when I think it was the last episode when he was like, "Shut up, BB. You were trying to run game on me, and I peeped it, and you're an asshole." And I was like, okay. He got a little backbone, but in this episode, it went back to a noodle back, and I'm not too thrilled with that right there. I wonder if he threatened to kill Sheila because he was like, Sheila, I was always wondering, our relationship, if we was going to be able to get along, but I'm not worried about that anymore. I want to ask you kind of, what did you think about that line in particular? Like, what did it mean to you, if anything at all?
It means to me that now that I got more power than you, you're going to be doing what I say, Sheila. And if you don't do it, off with your head is what I got from it. I mean, like, dude, I really hope that Donald Trump and nobody on his team watches this show because this is exactly what the hell they want to do with their administration and this country, exactly what Kingpin is doing. And Donald Trump has a whole bunch of little dipshit Daniels running around as a cult the way Daniel is doing, trying to, as B. Avery said, not only lick the boot, but brown nose Kingpin is what he's doing. Yeah. And it's working because Kingpin promoted him. So I feel bad for Sheila. Either she's going to die. If she quits the job, behavior, she's going to die. Yeah. And I fear she stays on the job. She's going to see something and she's going to die. And poor Sheila.
Yeah. Poor Sheila. Definitely. Okay, I'm done with that. Yeah, man, I don't want Sheila to die. I'm predicting myself that Sheila is going to be the wiser and like, you know what? I'm going to step left or keep my mouth shut. I don't see nothing. I don't hear nothing type, I don't know. She may try to pull a BB and the commissioner as well, because we got to talk about that conversation too. But we're going to see. I want to know from y'all in the chat, in the comment section, what do y'all think is going to happen to Sheila? Is she going to live or is she going to die? Is BB going to live or die? I also want to talk about the commissioner as well. You want to jump there? Is the commissioner going to live or die? Yeah, what you think there, man? What are your feelings on the commissioner?
At some point in time, Commissioner Gallows, he was a little rough on people in suits But now that he's had a chance to see how this task force is treating people like individuals' hands is fried chicken and shit,
Man.
he is not going to be with this task force. And he might be seeking out Daredevil and other suits to help take down Kingpin. Because let's keep in mind, Commissioner Gallows, B. Avery, he knows everything about Kingpin. He knows Kingpin is a fraud, a con man, a criminal. And he's got a little team up with BB now, and eventually that will probably lead her to Daredevil, and then we'll have someone on the inside of the force that can help Daredevil make more calculated attacks when he's taking on Kingpin and this task force.
What do you think he's gonna do with BB? Because they was having a conversation, hey, you working tonight? I got the files, I got the records, I got the receipts. What do you think is gonna happen there? You think they're gonna have their little Avengers team as well to bring them down?
Oh, B. Avery, no matter what administration we have running this country, what's something that you always hear comes from these administrations?
What's that?
Leaks. Okay. Leaking. They be leaking like Magic City in Atlanta, the strip club, just leaking all over the place.
Yeah.
He is going to be leaking so much information to BB, it ain't going to make sense. And Kingpin is going to be trying to figure out how this information is getting out. He's going to put his little dog Daniel to figure it out, and Daniel ain't going to know what hit him. But the commissioner is definitely going to be feeding BB information that nobody else is going to know but him, and he's going to have the records to back it up.
Okay, we're going to come back to the commissioner. We're going to take a break with him, but jump over to Kirsten. Okay, because I asked you a second ago, should Matt admit to Heather that he's Daredevil, and you said no. Kirsten is done with it too. Like, I don't understand what you have going on. Now, Matt did give a good little soliloquy. I'm like, we're not doing justice. We're babysitting chaos. We tried to protect White Tiger. He ended up dying anyway. We put away Bullseye. He came back killing this person. Vanessa did this. Fisk is doing this. Homeboy, what was his name? Jerome, I forgot what the black dude, went to jail for 30 days for eating cookies. Now we got this asshole over here lying, perjury. Should Matt tell Kirsten, first of all, that he's Daredevil? And second, is Kirsten going to come through and help Gallo and BB bring some justice to the city as well?
I think Matt should tell Kirsten, unless they decide to introduce She-Hulk into this story. And the reason why I say that is because it's going to be hard to get Kingpin out of that office. And as long as he's in that office, he's going to try to spin the story that people in suits are bad. And so there might be a situation where he's going to need some legal representation. And if Kirsten knows the whole story, she can represent him properly. But I'm kind of thinking they're going to bring She-Hulk in to do that. But I think he definitely can trust Kirsten, and he should tell Kirsten so that she's not so concerned about where his psyche is when it seems like he's not there.
I got you. Okay. Something you just said, I didn't think about that, but I like the perspective.
The She-Hulk popping up and him needing a turn.
Yeah, I didn't think of that at all. And that kind of makes sense because he did pop up in her show. So, I wish, I do want to see some type of timeline chart or graph or something like that. That would be interesting. I wish somebody would put that together. It'd be fun to talk about. Second part, though, man, is Kirsten going to help out BB and the Commissioner Gallo at all? I don't think they ever had one scene together at all the whole season, but hey, who knows? And let me throw another one there. We also got Detective Kim. What's she going to be doing?
Okay. Oh, Detective Kim, I think by nature she's a good-hearted person, and when she figures out that this task force is using by any means necessary, she's not going to be down with what Fisk is doing. She's going to be Team Gallo.
Okay. I'm very worried about Commissioner. I don't think he's going to make it out of there. I really felt sorry for him when old dude was taking the pictures, the press. And Fitz was like, take care of that. And Howell went out there and just like, we're not listening to you anymore. Go watch paint dry or whatever he said. Like, you suck. This is not no, this is not assault. This is assault. Bro, he had the whole police task force like just sitting there in line, just ready to serve. And Gallo realized he didn't have no power at all. Like,
None.
you're the commissioner and your power just is zipped to nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, that has to be a very scary feeling or situation. Like, we're going to do whatever the F we want and there's nothing you can. This is derelict of duty. Ha, ha, ha. F the law. Like, bruh. I mean,
Bruh.
That's crazy, Lamont. You got any, what are your thoughts there? Because I'm worried. I'm worried about Gallo.
It is very scary to have your subordinates look you in the eye and defy you, and not only defy you defiantly by sticking somebody's hand in some fried grease as if it's KFC.
Yeah.
And then tell you you ain't nothing you gonna do about it, chump.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Man. And Gallo is a man of the law. You know what I'm saying? He takes that oath seriously. And to have them do that in his face, I was thinking Gallo might punch somebody, but I guess he's smarter than that. There was too many of them with him standing there. But you could see he was seething because that's not justice. That is worse than what the vigilantes is doing if we're gonna keep it 100. And so that's why I think that he's gonna seek out vigilante justice. Because he ain't gonna be down with this mess.
No, definitely not, man. Definitely not gonna be down with that. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts. I was just like, this is crazy right here. Like, this is...
I got a question for you, B.
Yeah.
Why did Detective Powell Kentucky Fried Chicken fry that guy hand for? What was that? Because he wouldn't give him information?
No, because he was caught taking the pictures of Fisk, and there was no. There was no photographer. He was I'm saying propaganda.
That's what he meant.
Paparazzi.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Paparazzi snuck in there and taking pictures, and Fisk was like, "No, we ain't doing that. Go take care of it." So that's why he did that. Yeah. So it definitely didn't deserve it. Yeah, it makes it worse.
So if they willing to do that to paparazzi who didn't have pictures on the camera or the camera phone, imagine what they'll do to somebody who's a real threat like Swordsman.
Yeah, man, you took the next topic right out of my head. Swordsman returning from the Hawkeye series. Something got not only him shook, but this is a meeting of all of the richest people in New York. We find out that Fisk needs the public funds to match private investors, and that's where they come from. Before the Swordsman and Fisk go into their little office and have their conference, Miss White Lady dressed in white is scared. She's like, oh God, Fisk, what is he gonna do? I'm scared. We gotta be careful. He's more capable than I thought he was. I gotta go take a crap, And then the Swordsman, he's like, hey, I did not realize you had as much tenacity as you do to get this Red Hook deal done. And then he's blackmailed, and a lot of people are going in that room, man. What's going down? What is this the shakedown room? Is this the boom boom room? What is Fisk talking about in this little room, man? Where was it Dick Hair Daniel is getting excited on the side? Look at all the power over there. They're going in the room. I want to be in there too and be a fluffer for Fisk. I said a lot, but break it down as best you can. And I'll repeat whatever you need me to.
Bruh, black folks, y'all ain't know that white folks can have a boom boom room too. It's just that in they boom boom room, it is an investment shakedown and not a belly dance shakedown. He was bringing people in there, be able to shake them down, and he was trying to get out of the proximity of Daredevil's super hearing because he knew Daredevil was listening, as indicated, and this was great by the team and the cinematographers and the audio people, to have Fisk kind of whispering in a manner that he knew Daredevil could hear it. I thought that was great. But I also like how, you remember at the first meeting when he was mayor and he was talking to people about this project, they was laughing him out of the room. They was just telling him, get your ass out of here. We know about you, blah, blah, blah. And Swordsman was rather rude to Kingpin and kind of threatened him. Well, here you got the table fully turned where Kingpin is threatening him, quoting the same quote that Swordsman gave him and actually putting his hand on his shoulder the same way Swordsman did it. And I know Swordsman was thinking, if I only had a sword, I'd cut some of that fat back off your back right here in this space. But in the end, B. Avery, when Kingpin revealed, I know who you are, Swordsman, that kind of changed his tune, and Swordsman walked out of there madder than a bug on the June bug that he's going to have to give up that investment.
Yeah, man. How much money you think that's going to be, bro?
Oh, it's going to cost money to keep these secrets, B. Avery. Yeah, it's going to cost you money. I mean, he probably going to want 25 mil.
I was going to say 10.
Secret.
Yeah, I was going to say 10, at least 10. Okay.
But speaking of secrets, B. Avery, Daredevil's secret identity, bro, this got to be the worst kept identity since Clark Kent thought that glasses would be a damn disguise, okay? Vanessa, no. Kingpin, no. Obviously, Cashman, no. The guy even working with Daredevil, with Matt, knows. Like, dude, just give it up. I wonder if Commissioner Gallows knows.
Yeah,
this ain't no secret.
Yeah. And we definitely got to talk about that conversation that he had with Vanessa. But before that, though, Kirsten gave not the identity, but the location of where Matt was trying to get a drink. And he was like, and Cherry shows up. Man, I missed something, man. Foggy and Poindexter popping up. There has to be another connection. Matt, you're tripping. Okay, we done been through this. We done looked at the files. And then the nice bartender comes out and said, well, hey, we're talking about Foggy. We didn't finish the celebration. We got this drink. And Matt puts the pieces of the puzzle together. Foggy was onto something. He was celebrating. He knew he would win the case, which causes Matt to go slam Bullseye's head into the table 3 times. I like that a lot right there. That was very satisfying. It was 100% justified. Only thing that made me mad is he should have did it 2 more times right after that. But yeah, man, Bullseye escapes. Matt is, we got to talk about the way he escapes too. Matt called him out. I mean, all of that right there, man. Matt was Inspector Gadget right here. He was Batman. He was Detective Daredevil. You know what I'm saying? Break it down, man. What how you feeling about all that?
Do you want me to talk about Matt, or do you want me to talk about Bullseye and this incredible escape?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
I'll do them both. Both. I really enjoyed the way Matt came in there, slammed Bullseye head on the table like 2-3 times, and then pretended like Bullseye did it because Bullseye was trying to play hard to get. Yeah. In this kind of proceeding, when you're in general population with men that want to put you in the bowl and eat you like cereal, you need to be doing what you can to get out. But he didn't tell. And the thing that he did was, obviously, Matt not lose his gold tooth. Now, this is where I had to suspend my belief and roll my eyes.
Yeah.
B. Avery, you mean to tell me this MFer has the velocity of spit like a damn king cobra and blow somebody's eye out?
No.
What was that?
He blew his tooth out.
I know that. But still, to generate that much velocity to blow out your gold tooth and pop out somebody's eyeball, I can't even spit bubblegum that fast. So it was hard for me to believe that this man instantly turned into a king cobra and had that much velocity behind his teeth. But I rolled with it. Okay. And then he put on the police suit, got on the bus, and that was a little unbelievable too, because cops work with each other day to day in the correction center. And you mean to tell me you didn't know that this dude was a convict? Come on, man.
I agree with a decent amount of that. I think it is believable for him to spit or blow his tooth into somebody's eye. Because mind you, that did not kill him. I mean, we're very sensitive as human beings. You get poked in the eye. We poke ourselves in the eye all the time and it hurts, So that's gonna, cause you to, sit your ass down and scream, for a little bit. So I bought that. I bought that.
B. Avery, go ahead. It pierced his skin and created blood. I mean,
Lamont,
granted,
if I get a thumbtack, bro, and I flick it like this and it hits you in the eye, it's gonna bleed.
Yeah, but you said flick it. You can create more velocity flicking than you can spitting a tooth. He spit a
Okay.
tooth and it popped through his eye like a bullet.
Hey, who y'all with? Y'all with team Bullseye or no with this? I think it's believable. I just do.
Well,
If it,
I mean, I think it would be believable that you can startle somebody. You can startle them by, throwing something in their eyeball. But for him to generate spit like a king cobra and make the velocity go so fast it pierces through the eyeball and it
yeah,
causes blood, I ain't believing that.
well, it's kind of gross too, and I don't want to think about it that much more. But hey, I mean, we'll see. Let's take a poll or something like that.
Yeah.
I do somewhat agree with you as well as about the guard. But what I'm not buying is, I mean, where was the prison at? It seemed like he got to the banquet really quick.
Yeah.
I don't know how he knew where it was, or that he
Right.
knew that they was going to be there.
Mhm.
I mean, Fisk wanted him dead. So how did he find out the
Right.
location and all of that? And I mean, another thing, his assassination attempt was horrible
Oh,
too. I
well,
mean, you shot one time, and why didn't you shoot 2 bullets, 3 bullets, 4? You took your eye off the scope and looked like, damn, I missed. I hit Daredevil and not Kingpin. I only got 1 bullet. I can't shoot anymore. I have more to say about that ending. But Matt's decision. But I'm gonna give it back to you or whatever to express yourself in any way you want.
well, I just want to talk about Poindexter the way you did. This man is in the balcony. They right there, they fish in the barrel, basically. And you miss and you didn't pull no more triggers. B. Avery, is this not the same bullseye that was damn near at the top of a skyscraper, literally like 3 city blocks over? 1 bullet killed Foggy.
Yeah.
1 bullet. And you couldn't release more bullets to get Kingpin and Vanessa? Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, did they get him, B. Avery? We seen Powell going up there with a pitchfork. Did he get him? We don't
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah. We saw multiple cops. There's a shooter on the balcony. Didn't nobody shoot up there that one time? Like nobody shot? I mean, you have I know you're trying to. I know you're trying to keep the peace and don't want to escalate the situation and cause a panic. But I mean, there's somebody on the ground with blood everywhere, and you can definitely see the contrast because Fisk got on the white suit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
is
go
there
ahead.
any chance that some of the task force is working with Poindexter? They might have gave him the information about this ball and the dance
Uh,
of the dragon with Matt and Fisk, like Game of
maybe,
Thrones.
maybe. I wouldn't put it past them. So we'll have to see. But also, man, what in the world possessed Matt to save Fisk in the first place? Like, bro, this was easy right here. Like, you don't got to do nothing, and your enemy killing another enemy. Like, why would you save Fisk's life? What's the reason? Can you think of anything?
Oh yeah, I mean, you've seen how publicity can change the mindset of a society. And what happens if Matt's real identity, which is the worst kept secret in all of Hell's Kitchen, really gets out there? It's going to go down that they know that he hates Daredevil. I mean, hates Kingpin, but yet for justice, he took a bullet for the mayor. So all that good love and wealth that Kingpin been absorbing from the city, thinking that he's doing them a favor by getting the mask off the street, Matt is going to garner all that now. We know he's going to survive. And when he survives, they're going to be looking to him like a hero. He saved the mayor. And if it gets out that he's Daredevil, the people are going to really support him because he saved the guy who's evil, which shows just how much he's down for justice.
I mean, good job. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. So I got to give you That's a hell of a sacrifice right there. Here, let me almost die so I can look like the hero. Okay. And you're right too, because Vanessa's like, does Fisk know that you, hired Bullseye? Does Vanessa know? Does Heather know that you're Daredevil? And she's like, I was like, that's kind of funny. Them going back and forth, but Vanessa and Kingpin are monsters, bro. Like they gotta go. They're getting all this power. They're threatening people. They got this task force doing whatever the F they want. And Daredevil is bleeding. He's bleeding, and I don't know if Bullseye got away, but we're gonna have to find out. What are your final thoughts, man?
Marvel loves themselves a good damn dance-off, don't they? We had a dance-off in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Now here in this ball, we had a dance-off between Fisk and Matt. As I already said, it was like the Dance of the Dragons from Game of Thrones. And then they switching partners and exchanging secrets and things of that nature, only for it to end with Matt wound up becoming the hero, and he's going to get all the good publicity going forward. I just don't know how they're going to sew up everything in episode 8, baby, but I'm here to see it.
I'm here to see it as well, man. I'm entertained. Hopefully, they will stick the landing. But guys, that is going to do it for our Daredevil episode 8 recap review. We really do appreciate it, and we will be here same time, same place to talk about the season finale. Please subscribe to Lamont's channel. Please subscribe to my channel. We will both really appreciate it. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery. That's Lamont. And that's just our opinion. Peace out. And we'll see you next time. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. And you may win $1 million.